So we are now in the year 2026, and it's kind of crazy saying that because 2025 was an absolutely insane year. It just kind of flew by, but we are here now in the year 2026, and there are a lot of crazy movies coming out this year. So, with everyone making their most anticipated lists and this and that, I thought I would go ahead and do something a little bit different, and instead we can go ahead and take a look at all of the major movies that are coming out this year, and we can determine which movie I think will be making the most amount of money. And then maybe at the end of the year, we can talk about which ones that I was right on because, yeah, there are a lot of crazy movies coming out this year from Doom Part 3 to Avengers Doomsday. It's going to be a crazy ride from now till December when we get those movies. So, yeah, I thought I would go ahead and dive into those. And, you guys can let me know how was your new year? Like, what did you do for the new year? You guys can let me know down in the comments below. I was unfortunately sick, which is why I haven't really been making much videos. I haven't made a video in like 2 weeks. But, it was mostly because I was busy and also right after the holidays, I was hit with a cold. But I'm back to normal now, so now we can go ahead and dive into the new year and look at these movies and think about which movie is probably going to make the most money. So without any further ado, let's begin. All right, so the first major movie that we got for the year is Scream 7 coming out February 27th. Now, I'm looking forward to this movie, don't get me wrong, but there are a large group of people that are probably just gonna, avoid this movie at all costs. And so, for that reason, I unfortunately don't think it is going to be like the biggest movie of the year, but it'll probably make at least around, if I had to guess, maybe around like $200 to $400 million. It'll probably make around that range if I had to guess, but it's probably not going to be movie of the year, unfortunately. But yeah, moving on to March, we don't really have too many major movies in March, but we do have one movie with Ryan Gosling right here, as you can see on the screen, and it is Project Hail Mary. This movie I'm actually looking forward to. I am looking forward to this movie. It's probably going to be pretty good. Oh, we also have the Pixar movie Hoppers coming out March 6th as well. But like I said, I don't think these are going to be like the biggest movie of the year, anything like that. But I do feel like these will probably still be good movies at the end of the day. But yeah, Hoppers will probably make around 200 million, and same with Project Hail Mary, I would imagine. And then April, this one actually is what a contender for one of the biggest movies to be like the biggest movie of the year, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, because as we all know, the first Mario movie easily made $1 billion. It made $1 billion, I think, in like 2 weeks or something like that. So this movie does have the potential to be the biggest movie of the year. But do I think it'll crack that? Maybe, maybe not, but it is definitely up there for the potential to be movie of the year. Same thing with another movie that is coming out towards the end of April. We got the Michael biopic. I'm thinking this movie is also gonna be like the Mario movie, where it's probably gonna make $1 billion right out of the gate because everybody and their grandma knows about Michael Jackson. So, for all we know, this could be a $2 billion movie, but I don't know if it'll go that far. But if it does, then it'll easily be one of the biggest movies of the year. So yeah, this is another contender for the biggest movie of the year because, like I said, everybody knows Michael Jackson. So there's probably going to be a lot of eyeballs on this movie, and it's probably easily going to make $1 billion. I don't know about $2 billion, but it's definitely going to make over $1 billion. That is without a doubt. Now, for May, there's not really too many that I could consider movie of the year. Maybe Mortal Kombat 2 could. I don't know if it'll make a whole lot of money, but that is one that I've seen that is coming out. It's actually coming out. Oh, it says May 8th now. It was originally coming out on my birthday, but for now it says May 8th. But yeah, for June, we do got a couple movies. We got Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day. I don't think this will be the biggest movie of the year, but it definitely has potential to at least, bring in a lot of money. So there's that. And then we have Scary Movie 6, which, I mean, is probably not going to be the biggest movie of the year, but it will probably be a fun time. We also got Toy Story 5, which does, again, have the potential to be the biggest movie of the year because, mostly all of the Toy Story movies, I'm pretty sure, have made $1 billion. Even I think Toy Story 4 made $1 billion. So I'm thinking Toy Story 5 might make $1 billion. I don't know. But it does definitely, again, have the potential to be the biggest movie of the year. And then we also have Supergirl right after that on June 26th. I don't know if this will be the biggest movie of the year, but it definitely has the potential to be one of the biggest superhero movies of the year because there aren't really too many superhero movies coming out in 2026, but there are a couple, and this is one of them. So it'll probably at least be one of the highest grossing superhero movies of 2026. But yeah, moving on to July, we have Minions 3. We all know everyone loves their Minions, so I mean, this could. I don't know if it'll be the biggest movie of the year, but it definitely has potential to make a lot of money. And then we have Moana, the live action, super unnecessary live action Moana movie. This movie is, I don't really think it's necessary, but I mean, it's probably still going to make a lot of money because it's Disney and their live action movies tend to make a lot of money. I mean, their live action Lilo and Stitch movie made $1 billion, but that's because it's Lilo and Stitch that came out in like 2002, and that is more justifiable than a movie that came out in 2016. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it'll probably make a decent amount of money. I don't know if it'll make $1 billion or if it will be the biggest movie of the year, but it definitely will make a decent amount of money. Now we have Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey coming out right after that on July 17th. This movie, I don't know if it has the potential to make the or to be the biggest movie of the year because Christopher Nolan. I think what is Christopher Nolan's highest grossing movie? Has it made $1 billion? I think so because Oppenheimer, that movie made $1 billion. Let's see. Oh Jesus. All right, so yeah, Christopher Nolan's highest grossing movie is The Dark Knight Rises, which I guess makes sense, and it made just over $1 billion. So yeah, I don't know, it probably won't be the biggest movie of the year, but it does definitely have the potential to be one of Christopher Nolan's, biggest movies for his career. And then, July 31st, we got Spider Man Brand New Day. This is probably my most anticipated movie of the year, but I don't really feel like doing one of those, movie or like my most anticipated movies. I felt like doing this instead. But I don't know if this movie will be the biggest movie of the year because it's a Spider Man movie, you know? Spider Man movies, I mean, No Way Home did make almost $2 billion back in 2021, but this isn't really dealing with like multiverse or anything. It's kind of going smaller scale, so I don't know if it will hit 2 billion. It'll probably maybe make $1 billion, maybe, but it does definitely have the potential to be one of the biggest movies of the year for sure. Now, August, there's not really anything interesting coming out, so we can just go ahead and skip that. Same with September. Nothing really. Oh, there is the Avengers Endgame re release that's coming out towards the end of September, but I mean, that doesn't really matter all that much. Now, yeah, nothing really going on in October that I think is worthy of, like, contenders for movie of the year or anything like that. And November, oh yeah, Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping. This one definitely has the potential, but I think the last movie, Songbirds and Snakes, only made like 200 million, somewhere around there. So, but this movie is focusing on Haymitch, so maybe it could make more. But I'm thinking, I don't know if it'll make a, movie of the year, like the biggest movie of the year. I think it might only crack like maybe around 400 to 600 million if I had to take a guess. But, there is potential there for that. And then December is where I think the biggest possibilities for this are. So we got Jumanji 3 coming out December 11th. And this movie could make $1 billion and very much has potential too because I think the last few Jumanji movies they were made like around 900, 700 million. So this one does definitely have the potential to, be one of the biggest movies of the year. But if I had to guess, it might make around 700 million or so. Now, Avengers Doomsday, this has a very high chance of being the biggest movie of the year because it's Avengers Doomsday. You got right here, you got Chris Evans coming back as Steve Rogers, and then you also have some of the OG X-Men characters coming back, like James Marsden, Cyclops, and Professor X, obviously Patrick Stewart, and all those characters. So this definitely has the highest, I think, chance of being the biggest movie of the year. But if for some reason that doesn't happen, then the one that's right underneath it, I think it also has the potential to be the biggest movie of the year, and that is Dune Part 3, because this is also kind of a strange title. Like, I literally found out this was the official title yesterday when I was hanging out with my friend, because I was like, oh, because we all know that the third Dune book is called Dune Messiah, so I figured that is what the movie was going to be called. But no, the movie is called Dune Part 3, and I was like, that is such a strange name for a title. So, yeah, but I do think that this movie also has the potential to be, like, the biggest movie of the year, because how much did Part 2 make? Did it make a billion? Let me check. Dune Part 2 make. Let's see, does it say it anywhere? Uh, th- no, that can't be right. It says it only made 180 million. That's not right. Uh, that's not even. Oh, here we go. 715 million is how much it made. So, like I said, it definitely, or part three definitely has the potential for the biggest movie of the year. So I think if I had to like guess my top three highest grossing movies of the year, I'm gonna say Avengers Doomsday, probably number one. Number two, I don't think it would be Doom Part 3. I think it will probably go to the Mario Galaxy movie. If I had to take a guess, it would probably go to the Mario Galaxy movie. Or number two would be the Mario Galaxy movie. And then number three, probably the Michael Jackson biopic if I had to guess after that. So those are like my top three grossing, or like my top three predictions for the highest grossing movie of the year. It's gonna be either Avengers Doomsday, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, or the Michael Jackson biopic. Those are my three predictions for the highest grossing movie of the year. But you guys can of course let me know what you think the highest grossing movie of 2026 is going to be. Like I said, it's probably gonna be Doomsday, but if not, then either Mario Galaxy or the Michael Jackson biopic. And then Dune Part 3, I think, will come in close, but I don't know if it'll make more than $1 billion because Part 2 didn't even make $1 billion, you know? But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this video. You guys can let me know which movie you're looking forward to the most in 2026. But yeah, we are only 43 subscribers away from 700. We're at 657. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna try and get regular videos back on track because I didn't take that 2 week break or so, but that was just for the holidays, and because right after that holidays was over, I was hit with a cold for like a week, so that kind of sucked. But we're back now, and now we can get regular videos back on track. So yeah, you guys can look forward to more videos coming soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.